Time now for Money, Power, Politics, and we're taking you to a place where those three driving forces meet each year, Davos, Switzerland, because today kicks off the annual World Economic Forum, where thousands of political, business, and cultural leaders get together to talk about, to debate, and ultimately to shape our global agenda. But there is one person who is notably absent this year, the president, sitting out the marquee events with everything going down here at home with this shutdown. Stephanie Ruhle is in Davos, Switzerland, at the center of it all, our snow bunny out there in the freezing cold. It is so great to see you during the hour when you'd normally be in this chair, Steph. What's going on out there?
It is great to see you. It's amazing here. Think about this. 60 governments from around the world are represented. To your point, countless business leaders, scientists, technologists, experts in the field of medicine and philanthropy, and no representation from the U.S. government. And what's amazing is time marches on. Right now on the stage, the new Trump of South America, the president of Brazil, is speaking. And many of these topics, we're not going to have a seat at the table. I spoke to the president of Microsoft, who's concerned that when you're talking about artificial intelligence, the future of cybersecurity, we're not going to be part of it. The CEO of Marriott, whose business is already down in Washington, where they've got 150 hotels, down 20% since the government shutdown. Because if you ran a tour company in D.C. and the Smithsonian wasn't open, you certainly wouldn't have tourists coming. And even Trump supporters and enthusiasts like Andrew Liveris, former CEO of Dow Chemical, has said, listen, President Trump understood a lot of things. He was elected for the worker, but the system is broken and the worker isn't getting served. And the biggest issue I hear all day long is what are we going to do about the rise of nationalism? Because, you know, it is not unique to the United States. Arne Sorensen of Marriott was the first to speak about it. He has spoken directly to the president and said, as nationalism, as populism rises, it hurts our industry. President Trump, are you sure you want to do this?
We're a little less welcoming in the United States, or perceived to be a little less welcoming. And we should be careful about that, because travel to the United States is economic growth in the United States, it's jobs in the United States, and it's positive perspective about the United States.
Do you try in whatever capacity you can to impress this idea upon our government?
Absolutely, yeah. I've used exactly these words with the president.
I think the world needs American leadership. When we are thinking about problems like cybersecurity, for example, and nation-state attacks on other countries, this is a problem that begs for American leadership. There's no way that a company can fill in a gap that's created by a government. I hope we will see more American leadership as we look to the future.
I am concerned. I think the world of multilateralism is disappearing and we're becoming nationalist, and the United States is leading the charge. The worker and the people that elected the current administration needs a voice, and the administration feels that they have to be that voice. So putting priority to the American worker is what this entire thrust is about. I support the administration in the intent to create fairness. I don't particularly support the instruments being used, like tariffs. That's the absolute wrong way to go.
But, Hallie, it's sort of like, which one is it? Andrew Liveris is saying President Trump was elected by the American worker because he's working for those people. But if he is, how do you explain the tax cuts have helped corporate America, but they haven't helped people in the middle? Well, he makes the argument, well, look at the employment number. Look at all of the open jobs in America. But if there are so many open jobs, then how can you argue that Mexicans and other people from Central America are stealing our jobs? So people are saying, pick a lane, President Trump, because this populist agenda, it's not working for these governments and it's not working for these companies.
Steph, before we let you go, I want to get you on this new report that Oxfam International will present later this week, looking at an issue that is going to be very big where you are and already is, income inequality, showing that last year billionaires' wealth rose by 12%, while the poorest 50% saw their wealth decline by 11%. Every 2 days, a millionaire becomes a billionaire. Are people there talking about that?
Without a doubt, they're talking about it, and business leaders finally are saying we have to step in and do something. Earlier today, Mark Benioff from Salesforce is arguing in the city of San Francisco that has a massive homelessness problem, companies need to step up, pay more taxes, and solve this. Microsoft just announced a $500 million investment in affordable housing. Why? Because companies like Microsoft have had a renaissance in Seattle, and their school teachers now have to live 2 hours away. So while maybe it should have been the responsibility of local or federal governments to step in, they didn't. And business is saying, hold on a second. Our government isn't working together. They're shut down. Literally, we've got to step in and do something. They're saying it. They've said it for years, but we're actually seeing some, I'll say some action.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.